Dylan Windler, did he train today? Is he a chance to play tomorrow?
Look, Dylan will miss tomorrow's game. We just want to make sure when he comes back we have nothing to worry about moving forward and being mindful of the injury that he suffered.
And we came in late, but Bryce wasn't there when we came in. All good with Bryce?
Oh yeah, everyone who we rolled with the other night will be playing fit and healthy.
What did you make of last night's result, and what do you? I mean, you probably don't have to remind the boys, but anyone can win basketball games, can't they?
Yeah, look, and what we touched on is we control our own destiny, so we can only worry about what's in front of us and the next opponent in Cairns. That's all we can worry about, because the minute you get in the scenarios where you're worrying about other people, that's when you lose focus of what we are really about.
So they're pretty dangerous, aren't they? I mean, they played with such intensity early in that game. I know they just held on in the end, but that was impressive.
Yeah, look, they've won 3 of their last 5 games. And you know, like all teams, they're dealing with injury in different situations. So they're definitely playing a better brand of basketball over the last couple games. So we better not be disrespectful and just thinking we can show up.
There's been a lot of talk earlier on in the week about you guys on overtime, especially about your record and who you've beaten. The alligators.
Sure.
You haven't beaten anybody yet. What was? Did you see that? What were your thoughts?
I did not see that.
What are your thoughts, having heard it's been people are talking about that?
All we can worry about is who our next opponent is, how we play as a group, and move forward. The experts have their opinions. I'll do my job.
Now that you've reviewed Wednesday night, what's your thoughts, having a bit more time than the 10 minutes we had post game to reflect on things?
Yeah, just reflecting first and foremost the rebounding. You know, when we or any team usually wins the rebound battle, you go a long way. In a Perth-Melbourne United, it's a huge indicator of winning the game, and they dominated us in that area. So our purpose, intent, and it's just not defensive rebounding, it's also offensively, because the way we can send numbers to the glass, that becomes, you know, contagious and effective. Just not finding second opportunities on offense, but our defensive pressure can be applied a whole lot quicker.
So we know the strength and physicality you can get from Keanu and Christian, whereas Ethan and David are both thinner and athletic with the way they play. How are you balancing in your own head the need to keep this starting 5 going, but the power you can get from the bigger bodies if you were to bring them in earlier? Yeah,
look, I just gave both Ethan and Dave a gentle reminder this morning that, you know, between them 25 minutes and 2 rebounds, like for them to bring what they need for our team to be successful, we can't see those numbers over 25 minutes.
Do you then make a change because of that, or do you back them in to say, okay, I've given you a reminder, now it's time to step it up, and you're still in the starting 5?
Yeah, look, like I talked about the other night, like we can't let one result cloud what we've been doing over the last couple months. So yeah, I'm not going to change.
Is Keanu playing enough minutes? I think he had 16 the other night and then only 21 the previous game. Have you got a problem there? Would you like to see him playing more, or are you happy with the minutes that he's getting? Not so much the output, but the minutes that you're getting from probably your second best player or one of your highest paid players?
Yeah, like at the end of the day, our team has to function at its best, and on the night that gets dictated about how we're functioning as a group, who we play against, what matchups. Like, I'm very happy with Keanu Pinder and the way that he's playing. I like the way our group's playing. And I know outside noise likes to forecast and predict. We're playing good basketball. Our group's in a good spot with where we are as a team. So I'm very good with how everything's going.
I know you don't see him until possibly playoffs, but has the confidence against Melbourne and those top teams been dented by not winning on Wednesday night?
Not at all.
You talk through the rationale behind starting these kids. You've been doing it for a while now, and leaving the younger. What's the biggest benefit from going with them at the start rather than the experienced guys, and then trying to find ways to get those other guys in during the game?
The benefit is, like, we started to find a really nice groove as a team with those guys starting. and I'm not a person that's going to just change for change. Like you've seen over my time here, we reward and we play guys that play well together, that do their job and all of that type of stuff. And you guys ask about changing for certain guys. They're comfortable and they're doing great in their roles. Like I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I would say Keanu Pinder's playing very efficient and effective basketball since his return from being away from the group. And I couldn't even tell you how many games that is.
So just looking at the younger guys, it feels like it would be easier to get them minutes at the start of a game rather than trying to insert them into the match when the scoreboard's fluctuating. It might be close, and you're thinking, "Oh, we want to keep Keanu or Christian on." Is that one of the advantages, that you can get good minutes into them by playing them at the start of the match rather than trying to find minutes in the second half?
Yeah, you might be onto something there, Craig. But like their enthusiasm and the benefit, like you talk about them being slight, but their athleticism and their mobility can be quite an advantage. And I think it was 2 or 3 games ago, the energy and the pursuit of rebounding that they played in the first 3 minutes really set the tone for us nicely. So that's what we're looking for, that's what we're asking from them, and they're doing a great job with that.
Put aside the stats and maybe even the other night, but I think is Ithan's stocks rising? I mean, I think off the bench he was averaging 7 points a game, or 6 or 7. Now he's up to about 11. Do you think he's showing now that, you know, NBA needs to have a harder look, and he's better than probably what most people are predicting?
Look, our whole recruitment around Ethan was his motor and his energy and his pursuit with the way that he plays the game. You know, I think he's just become more comfortable with the league, and in the fact that he understands how we function as a team. We're playing teams for the second or third time, so him being familiar with the opposition, I think, is also beneficial for him.
Just one more on that United game. You're clearly disappointed by the loss, but you said it was effectively a playoff game. How much value does that give the playing group to kind of have an early playoff experience?
Yeah, like huge, and like probably to Craig's point about the youth that we're playing at the moment, for them to sense and feel that, and you know, some of the clips that we watch in reflection of that game is purely just around effort and the momentum of a game, and how just not being able to put the effort into certain plays. And that's where we go back to rebounding, defensive transition. Like Jack White, like that was a good learning lesson for our young bigs, is to what an experienced player in those moments looks like.
And just on Christian Doolittle, I know it's post-match, but he said it himself, he was in a bad mood despite his personal performances. Like, how much does that speak to the kind of, I guess, desperate competitiveness of him, but also the group, and was that pleasing for you to see?
I get to see that every day, and like you guys see that, and he took a little of the oxygen out of the room with his comment. You guys got a little intimidated, but that is him every day, and that's the care factor, and that rubs off onto guys. And the last 2 games, he's really shown how impactful he is for our team.